So today I just going to start about artificial neural network algorithm. We have covered linear logistic regression, decision tree, random forest, and we have covered KNN support vector machine. One of the algorithm that is left in the supervised learning is ANN, artificial neural network. And this ANN algorithm is artificial neural network. From the name only, it is clear that neural network means how our brain works. In the similar way, this neural artificial neural network works. Here, network means we are creating like a collections of a neurons. We are combining several neurons together that are artificial neurons. Like in a brain, we have a biological neurons that are responsible for trigger and to make a decision. For example, you think something, right? And based on that, you come to the decision. That is called triggering of a like a neurons. As you put a finger on the fire, immediately you just come to know that it is a like it's hot, right? So immediately you will remove your finger from that fire, right? So how that happens? Actually, that neurons in our brain, they trigger and they give us idea that how we can prevent from that. So similarly, we create an artificial neural network that is called as a perceptron. The term called as a perceptron. It's spell like this. So this perceptron is known as the artificial neuron, which we created in machine learning. We train them based on the data set that we are considering, and finally we will go to do the predictions. So here, as you can see on the system, or like this artificial neural networks, here this is a network like dendrite, cell nucleus, axon. These are the biological neural network, but typically the artificial neural network is like same. There we are trying to mimic the same. This nucleus, these neurons are responsible for triggering, making a decision, synapses to accept the signals. Okay, so these are a biological neuron, but how actually our neural network will look, it is like this. We will have an input. Input means the input image, the data set we will have in our data set, input values. This x1, x2, xn is your input features. For example, if you have a case study that based on the skill set, experience, and current package and academic background, you have to decide like after switch how much that person should get a salary. So here your target is your CTC. CTC is your target variable, and these all are uh, these all are like your independent variable. So here, based on that, you have to make a prediction. So CTC will come here. X1, X2, Xn is your like different feature, different column of your data set based on the skill set, experience, current package, academic background. Each value will be passed, means in the form of vector we pass. So in the vector, how we're going to pass the vector? Like
And
I
they are
told,
all independent data,
yes,
right?
these all
Okay.
are independent data because based on this feature, we're going to predict the CTC.
Okay.
So here in this skill set, experience, current package, so this will be X1, X2, and number of feature that we want to consider. Okay. Now, how we usually do that, we pass the value in the form of vector. In the form of vector, I meant to say that you will going to pass the value like this. You are going to pass the value. For example, the first one, your skill set. Suppose you are a data scientist. Second one was an experience. Suppose you have 5 years. Your like a academic background. Suppose you are like suppose BTech. An academic background. Suppose you are from any college, anything like for example XYZ. Okay, so based on this skill, this in the form of vector you are passing. Vector means a set of value in the form of array or vector you are passing this like this. So here, based on this value, the algorithm will going to add this W1, W2 and Wn. What is this? These are all a weight. This weight will be going to add with this each feature. Weight is nothing but a kind of computation, or you can say like a additional value that are added with this feature, so that when you multiply this, you can do some operations. So this weight is actually just to give an importance, which feature are more important. So more will be the weight, more will be the important feature that is out of set of n feature. So this W1
So,
will,
so in algorithm, we mention it.
yes,
किसको ज़्यादा weightage देना है. Okay.
yeah, we can do that also. And algorithm, they will based on your data set that we pass it, they can find it out also. So this weight, once they see the data, they can find it out from their own, like which values are more important for this prediction based on the relation between input and output features. Otherwise, you can initialize a value also from your side. There are different ways of initializing the weight, like Heath or art, and there are some different methods are there that are to initialize the weight initialization technique we call that. So with the help of that, you can that you just need to call those methods. They will going to initialize the weight based on that. You don't need to pass value from your side. You just need to call those methods. Like I will going to tell you everything. Like in when I will going to explain you the lab. Those once you call those parameters, those method, they will going to initialize the value. And this neuron, this is actually your computation will be going to perform, and finally the output will be generated. So here in this neuron, what operation we do? So in this neuron, we're going to do the operations like, let me show you the expression, this one. For n number of neuron, you are going to multiply the each input feature value with the weight, and you are going to add this B. B is what? A bias. What do you mean by this bias? Bias is actually a kind of a noise, or you can say some value that you added to this expression so that you will get a normalized value. Why do this is the expression that usually perform inside the neuron. Summation I is equal to 1 to n for n number of neuron, n number of input features. You are going to multiply with weight, and you will going to add a bias. The reason why do we do that? See here, this is a actual neural network where you will have an input feature based on the, this is a number of input features. Based on that, based on your input feature that you are accepting, you are reading. This is called a hidden layer. This circle are nothing but the neurons. They are connecting every other neuron in the network. This is the whole network. You can see color wise, this is the hidden layer, and it depends on you how many hidden layer you take it. It completely depend on you how many hidden layer. More hidden layer you take it, more will be the computation inside. So better will be the accuracy, but till certain range. I told you the overfitting concept, right? If you take more number of hidden layers and you have a very less input feature, then there will be nothing to calculate that. So in that case, it will be an overfitting. Do you remember the overfitting, underfitting concept?
Yeah, I think I do.
Okay. So each neuron is connected to other neuron, and each neuron they do computation in the form of this that I've told you, WIXIB. WIXI means what? This WIXI means this one neuron. W2 is this one. W3, W4, or this one is X1, X2, X3, X4. Each value will going to be carry forward, and like this the values are carry forward, and finally we make some prediction. So here each value that are passed from one neuron to another, there we use some activation function. What are those activation function? Activation function are used to make a decision. They are the deciding functions. It means that, do you have any idea about this activation function?
No, I don't.
Okay. So those activation function normally they help you to bring a non-linearity as well as help in a decision making. Let me show you. Actually, each neuron will going to calculate some value. Based on those value, we use some sigmoid function. Okay, this is an activation function. It is used to trigger the neuron based on a certain value. For example, suppose you use some sigmoid activation function. Sigmoid activation function, they use this formula. X is your value that you are getting from the neuron. They place here and they get some value. And this sigmoid function, their value lies in the range from 0 to 1. So normally their graph look like this. Uh, it's not in this way, S-shaped curve, normally like this. Okay. So in that way, means so sigmoid function, what they do, they will either give you a value 0 or 1. So 0 and 1 will be act as a deciding value, whether 0 means to trigger that neuron or not. For example, uh, ultimately at the end you will get one prediction, right? So either of this will going to trigger and give you output or this one. So when you are making a connection between the node, which neuron should be activated, that will going to lead to the result. Okay, it is something like in networking, if you remember, relay switch. So in that relay switch, each node was moving and making a connection to the another node. Okay, so here, suppose this is your output. So in order to reach this output, we need to check which neuron will going to reach to this output. Then in that case, other neuron will become inactive. So this ReLU function or
Your voice is not clear. I don't know.
okay, but from my side, the network is okay. Can you hear me
No,
now?
I think it's the microphone. Yes, I can hear you, but then there's this
Okay, one minute.
noise in between.
Okay. Now,
It's better now. Yes, it's good.
actually, it is the sound of my fan. My laptop fan is having some issue.
I see. Okay.
So here, which neuron you have to make an active, that you need to decide here. So now here, there are different kind of activation function are there, like sigmoid activation function. Similarly, you have a 10H activation function. This 10H activation function graph look like this. Their value ranges from -1 to 1. So each neuron, after doing computation in the form of W1 into X1 plus B, they will give some value. They will generate some value. Based on those value, we will classify whether this value lies in this range or what. And based on that, we will make the neuron activate or whether we not activate. So that's the reason activation function are used. Each and every layer, hidden layer or output layer, different activation function we use it. I will explain all those activation function with lab, but I just wanted to give you idea like how it works. Each activation function, after doing operation, activation function will give you a result. Whether the value lies in that range, then it will make it active. Otherwise, that node will be inactive. Other node will be active. Just like for example, you have n number of features. Out of n number of features, you wanted to consider only 4 features that are your skill, academic background, experience, and current CTC. So out of 10 neuron, 10 input neuron, 4 input neuron will be active. And how they are active? Because of this activation function. They are making those neuron active so that they can lead to the further result. Now here you can see this green one is going to lead to your result. Anything, whether it is uh, predicting salary or experience, or like a hike, or when we change the company, how much CTC we should offer. So for that, if you are making or any kind of algorithm, it is used for both regression and classification technique. So regression means where your dependent variable is in decimals points, like your salaries, age, and classification where categorical, like your gender or Boolean variable, yes, no, right? So this in this way your neural network works. So the neural network will be like this. Your input layer, hidden layer depends on you, how many hidden layer you pass. So it is like a hyperparameter. What do you mean by hyperparameter? Hyperparameter is means that you can change it. Okay, you can try with two hidden layers, check the performance accuracy. If accuracy is not good, you can increase the hidden layer, you can decrease the hidden layer. So it completely on you. Whereas parameter is what? Parameter is that you are passing that cannot be changed. Means hyperparameter means you are passing based on your requirement. And parameter means that you have to give it to the function anyhow. For example, some function. Okay, ma'am. For example, we have to do the sum of two values. Am I clear to you, right?
Yes.
So to some function, you have to pass two variable integer a and b. These are what? These are the you can call as if suppose if I give it like this in Java and Python, you can do like this. Then this is called as a parameter. Why this is called parameter? Because here the values are fixed. So it will going to give you sum of 5 when it will works. When it will call some function, it will give you that sum 5. But if I say you hyperparameter means what? It will be changeable based on the requirement. You can try. Sometimes you pass 2, sometimes you pass 3. Based on that, you will going to keep on changing. That are called hyperparameter. Okay, so here the number of hidden layer is completely depend on you, how many hidden layer you can pass. But only thing that you need to remember that if you pass large number of hidden layer, the computation of each node will become complex and it will going to lead to the overfitting. But if you pass very less hidden layer, it will lead to the underfitting. So optimal number of hidden layer you need to pass. Okay, this is the concept behind this complete neural network. And regarding the activation function, as I told you, activation function apply on each layer of neuron. Okay, different kind of neuron. I will going to explain you in my next session what are the different activation function with their proper function wise. Just this from this class is just to give you overview, a brief idea about how this activation function works. If you still want to see, you can see this their ReLU function, where ReLU function value lies in 0 to x. Means whatever the value obtained from the node, you are going to take max of 0 and the node value. Suppose node value obtained is in negative, -1. Then what value you will going to give an output of the neuron, of that respective neuron? 0, right? Max of 0 and negative value will be 0. So here each activation function is responsible for activating the neuron. Triggering of neuron is based on this activation function and they are used to bring the non-linearity. I will explain all these things, how it works, but just wanted to give you overview of that how this neural network works, because when we will do the lab, then it will be more clear to you. I have to show you the lab of those algorithms that we cover in the previous sessions. So as I said you, same thing. Input node weight. Weight is associated with each neuron. Okay. And this weight is responsible for finding the relation between your input and output variable. So these weight are very essential. These weight are assigned either by your you can uh, weight initialization technique, you can use it, or you can leave it on sklearn library. They will going to do that. So it completely on us. If you remember, I've shown you from sklearn.ensemble import random forest, from sklearn.classify decision tree, from sklearn.regression linear regression. So we are using sklearn library to call the algorithm and model, right? So sklearn library once go through your data set will initialize this weight, and based on that we can do the classification, and it will be look like this. It is a summation. If you see the expression, it's a summation of this. So that expression is a summation of this, as you can see here, right? Summation. So n number of neuron or n number of input feature, this will be keep on adding w1 x1 w2 x2 w3 x3, and at the end you have to add a bias, which is your normal value. A bias value, you can take any value, so that will help you to normalize this value. Normally what happens, sometimes weight initialized by algorithm are very small. It is in the like a decimal, very large decimal, like this. It will be something like 0.00008. So this kind of value will be almost equal to zero, right? It will going to lead to the very zero almost. So in order to normalize this value, suppose if you add 0.5, how much it will become? It will going to become 0.5008, right? So it is somewhat normalized. Similarly, if you add a bias value as a 1, it will become normalized as 1.0008, right? So even if you ignore this point value, it will become 1. Am I clear to you, ma'am?
Yes.
So if it is clear, then like I can go ahead. Otherwise, I will explain once again. Are you getting why do we add this bias value? We are adding bias value to normalize this summation value, because the computation value coming from the node are very small. They are in the range of this.
We can move ahead.
Okay. So as I said, you different activation function we use it. This activation function is used to trigger the neuron, and there are different activation function: ReLU, sigmoid, softmax activation function. These all activation function is used in each layer of this neural network, hidden layer and as well as in output layer also. In output layer, we use suppose sigmoid. For example, if you want to classify into two categories, 0 and 1, their sigmoid kind of activation function you can use it. So based on that, you can activate any of the neuron. If it is suppose two classification are there, two classes, any one of those 0 and 1 you can trigger it. Are you getting like here, as you can see the node value, here you have a two neuron, right? So based on the computation, you can apply ReLU function here. Okay, you can apply ReLU function, activation function here. Which of the computation value is going beyond certain range, that will be triggered. Otherwise, that node will not trigger. So here, any one of the node will be triggered based on the activation function. Trigger means just to make an active, so you can see the output. Because at a time you can see only one output, right? So that's the reason we use activation function. So for this, we use a certain library like TensorFlow. TensorFlow library we use to implement neural network. And there are other library also, PyTorch also you can use it. Keras, there are different libraries are there. Till now we have seen Pandas and NumPy, right? Similarly, you can use TensorFlow. This is the most powerful library given by Google. Google developed this library. They introduced this library, and with this library, you can implement neural networks. So here in this example, they have used Minis dataset. Minis dataset means which is a digit recognition. Means there will be a data set of an image like this, and neural network will going to identify what are the digits this one. For example, based on this, it is giving output 5, it is giving 0, 4, 1, 9, 2, right? So based on the image data set, it is going to do prediction. So how it is doing that? See this. PF is what? Tensor flow. Just like in a we were doing PD dot read CSV. PD for pandas, right? Short form of pandas. Similarly, I created a short form of TensorFlow as PF. PF.keras dataset means I'm using the freely available dataset on this Keras library.
What is Keras again? Keras is,
Keras is one more library, just
I
like
see, right,
TensorFlow.
right,
So Keras is another
right.
library. Inside this library, I'm using train image, train label, test image, test label. I will going to upload my minis dataset. So I'm just using minis.load data. So it will going to load my freely available dataset, which is defined in this library only. Inside the TensorFlow and Keras only, this dataset is available. After that, you can just print that to check how much the number of images you have on the training data, number of labels, and so this is having almost 10 images of having size 10 cross 10. 10 cross 10 is a size, means each image length is 10, width is 10. Okay, length is 10, width is 10. So it is of size 10. Rows and column means first you are considering nine uh, like 9 images. Okay, 3 out of those 10 you are considering 10 row and column means you are considering 3 rows, 3 column. It means that 3 cross 3 means total you are considering 9 like images. You can see here 3 rows and 3 column you have, right? So inside the data set you are considering 3 cross 3. So total 9 images you are considering. Then you are going to plot it in the form of graph to see how is a like a detail of the images. Then you will give the title and just you will going to show the graph. So it will show you the images. Graph means here image of your data set. Train image. IM show means image. IM show to show the image. IM show function is used to show the image and it will give you the detail like this that you have printed out, right? This one. Train image shape means for your training image, what is your pixel value? What is the value of the pixel? Okay, in the form of vector, you will going to read that. At the first step, you won't be understand this. It will take some time, but when I will going to explain you in the lab, that will be more clear. What is this? 6,000, 60,000, 28, 28. Everything will be clear to you. Then about the pre-processing, as you know that here we are using RGB image. So RGB image means what? RGB image means it is having 3 channel. Red, green and blue means your image is color image. So it will have a 3 channel. So RGB image will consist of a 3 vector, 3 matrix. And their values lies from 0 to 255 because of 8-bit data. 1 minute.
So why is this library used again?
This library will going to implement neural network. So in this library, some of the functions are available through which you can implement it. So each based on the density of the color, there are 3 RGB channel matrix are there. That is more darker the color, better is the density. You can see this one. This is 5 cross 5 image. So it is having matrix of 5 cross 5. Whichever value is more, whichever value is higher here, that is representing greater density area. So here you can see two are the darker area, right? And below one are like which are less density color, means light color will have a low value, and this value ranges from 0 to 255. Now, just like in a pandas, why do we use pandas? Because their read CSV function was there to read data in the form of data set, right? Similarly, here also in this TensorFlow and Keras, some functions are available like this two categorical, util function that will help you to implement neural network. Are you getting my?
Yes.
Uh, even if you don't understand, I will going to repeat once again. Just have a look on this. Try to understand from this. This is an RGB channel. RGB channel means which is of a three. कोई भी RGB जो इमेज होती है वो तीन चैनल को कंबाइन करके होती है. जैसे ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट में व्हाइट और ब्लैक चैनल को कंबाइन करने से इमेज बनते हैं. सिमिलरली जो कलर इमेज होती है वो आरजीबी चैनल से बनती है. उनके डेंसिटी पे जो भी हमारा इमेज फॉर्म होता है ना, वो डेंसिटी के बेस में होता है कि कौन सा कलर कितना डार्क है, कितना लाइट है, और उनकी वैल्यू 0 से 255 के रेंज में होती है. जितना ज़्यादा हाई वैल्यू होगा, जितना ज़्यादा ग्रेटर डेंसिटी होगा, डार्क कलर होगा, और जितना लो वैल्यू होगा उतना लाइट कलर होगा. तो ये जो बीच वैल्यू है यहाँ पर लाइट है, 01, 01, 02 समथिंग है. बट जो आप इधर देखोगे वो डार्कर कलर है, ब्लैक वन, राइट? हियर ऑल्सो लाइक द सेम. बीच की जो कलर है, बिकॉज यहाँ पे जो बीच में जो इमेज है ये एक्चुअली का पिक्सल वैल्यू है. पिक्सल आप समझते हैं?
Yeah. सबसे स्मॉलेस्ट यूनिट जो था
हाँ.
पीछे का.
जो इमेज कैसे फॉर्म होती है, इमेज सिंगल डॉट को आप कंबाइन करते हो तो इमेज फॉर्म होता है. जैसे ये एक कैट है, आप छोटे छोटे डॉट को जोड़ते जाओ तो एक इमेज फॉर्म हो जाता है. जैसा कि अगर मैं इधर ऐसे ऐसे डॉट को कंबाइन करते जाऊँ तो ये एक सर्कल फॉर्म कर लेगा, राइट? तो यही होता है पिक्सल. सिमिलरली हियर ऑल्सो व्हेन यू कंबाइन सेवरल पिक्सल तो वो एक इमेज फॉर्म कर लेगा. तो उसका इमेज लाइक दिस इट विल वर्क, इट विल कम. आर यू गेटिंग?
हाँ.
ओके. आप एक बार उसको रीड करिए अपने से इस डॉक्यूमेंट को. यू विल एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट वी आर ट्राइंग टू डू. और ये लैब पार्ट तो मैं आपको समझा दूंगा. एक बार इसको रीड करिए, इसमें क्या बोला गया है.
इसका लिंक भेज देंगे आप, ये askpython.com.
मैं अभी ट्रेलो पे भी अपलोड कर देता हूँ.
And also the other one, the askpython.com वाला जो था.
Yeah, correct. This both you need it. देखिए जैसा pt.read csv हम यूज करते थे, numpy में np डॉट सम और ये फंक्शन यूज करते थे, राइट? अरेंज फंक्शन वो ये बताता था कि उस लाइब्रेरी के अंदर ये फंक्शन अवेलेबल है. तो हमें न्यूरल नेटवर्क में भी सेम वही सिनेरियो है. केरास और टीएफ के अंदर टू कैटेगरिकल फंक्शन है, और सिमिलरली बहुत से फंक्शन है जो आपको न्यूरल नेटवर्क इम्प्लीमेंट करने में हेल्प करेंगे. ये जो डेंस है इसमें आप बता रहे हो कितने न्यूरॉन है, कौन सा एक्टिवेशन फंक्शन मुझे चाहिए इस पर्टिकुलर लेयर पर. ओके, ये भी एक डेंस लेयर है. इसमें यूनिट मतलब कितनी क्या होता है, नंबर ऑफ न्यूरॉन. ये मेरा हिडन लेयर है, इसमें मुझे 512 मेरे न्यूरॉन है, उसमें मुझे एक्टिवेशन फंक्शन रेलू अप्लाई करना है. यहाँ पे मुझे एक्टिवेशन फंक्शन सॉफ्टमैक्स अप्लाई करना है. सो ये आप एक बार पढ़िए, try to understand what actually they are doing. I will explain and continue from this in a tomorrow session, and I will going to show you the lab, and I will prepare you in such a way that you can able to make a code from your side and answer in the interviews. एंड
Okay.
फाइनली वी डू द प्रेडिक्शन। तो हम लोग जब ट्रेन करते हैं ना, तो ट्रेन करने पे ये स्टेप्स आता है। मतलब इपॉक मतलब एक साइकिल पे कितना इमेज पास किए, लॉस मतलब कितना एरर हो रहा है। तो जैसे जैसे आपके साइकिल बढ़ते जाएंगे, जैसे साइकिल मतलब एक साइकिल पे कितने इमेज पास किए, तो जितना ज्यादा इमेज करते जाएंगे आप, ये एरर देखिएगा रिड्यूस हो रहा है। 0.1, 0.08, 0.5, 0.3, ये मेरा ट्रेनिंग के टाइम है। ओके, और फाइनली कुछ एक्यूरेसी इस टाइप पे आती है, और फाइनली इन द फॉर्म ऑफ ग्राफ आप उसको चेक कर सकते हैं। इट्स वेरी इजी एंड वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग एल्गोरिथम। हैव अ लुक ऑन दिस वंस। आई विल अपलोड ऑन द Trello also this link. Go through it and try to understand. So we'll continue from that.
Okay.
And ma'am, please
Thank you.
don't hesitate to ask question, because jitna we will going to practice here, more concept would be clear. Because honestly saying, if anyone says like, so normally the
Okay.
neural network will understand this mathematics. So if you pass this image, it won't understand. You have to pass this matrix, a pixel value that will decide that after getting this value, what actually the image is. Because they will going to do calculation on this pixel value and try to predict this image belong to whom, cat, dog, or animal, human being, or what. So just go through this link that I share with you and let me know if you have any questions.